بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بخلاف الإبانة لأنها لإزالة الوصلة. Right. So Imam Shafi Rahmallah, he used to, he says, Kama fil ibanati wa tahrim. Just as in ibana and tahrim, just as you also say, it can be attributed to both the man and the woman, and a talaq will occur. So we're answering that. Why do we say in ibana and tahrim, we say that talaq will occur, even though it's attributed to the man, whereas when the divorce and the talaq is attributed to the man, we say talaq will not occur. So we say contrary to ibana now, right? Why? Because ibana is to remove a relationship, and that relationship is partnered between the husband and wife equally, and we will be khilaf tahrim, right? And contrary to tahrim. Tahrim, why? Because tahrim means to remove that permissibility. وَهُوَ مُشْتَرَكٌ, and that is also partnered. Just say she is halal for him, he is halal for her. You understand it? So that is also partnered. فَصَحَّتْ إِضَافَتُهُمَا إِلَيْهِمَا. So attributing these two words to both of them is correct. وَلَا تَصِحُّ إِضَافَةُ الطَّلَاقِ إِلَّا إِلَيْهَا. However, to attribute the talaq is not correct except to her. So when you says ana minki torlikun, then it's falaysa bishayin. It's nothing, because you can't attribute the talaq to the man. You can only attribute the talaq to the woman. But the ibana and the tahrim you can attribute to any one of the two. All right. ولو قال أنت طالق واحدة أو لا فليس بشيء. And if he says you are divorced one or not, then it doesn't amount to any talaq, right? قال مصنف رحمة الله عليه هكذا ذكر في الجامع الصغير من غير خلاف. Right? Musannif Rahmah say like this, Imam Muhammad Rahmah mentioned in Jami al-Saghir without any ikhtilaf. So which means they all saying that wahidatan awla, it's no talaq. وهذا قول أبي حنيفة وأبي يوسف آخرا. And this actually, whilst he says this is the call of Imam Abu Hanifa and the last call of Imam Yusuf. وعلى قول محمد وقول أبي يوسف أولا تطلق واحدة رجعية. And according upon the call of Imam Muhammad, and it is the first call of Imam Yusuf, she will be divorced one raj'i talaq. So, and then he mentioned this now. ذكر قول محمد في كتاب الطلاق فيما إذا قال لامرأتي أنت طالق واحدة أو لا شيء. Right. And he mentions the call of Imam Muhammad in Kitab al-Talaq. Right. This is now the proof to say why they say it's one raj'i talaq, the same words, right? Where he says to his wife, you are divorced one or nothing. Right. ولا فرق بين المسألتين. And there is no difference between the two maslas, right? So in other words, what he's saying here, you look at the overline about anti tolikun wahidatan aw la. And yes, anti tolikun wahidatan aw la shay'un. He said there's no difference between the two. And when they're mentioning aw la shay'un, they're saying one raj'i. And when they're mentioning aw la, they're saying nothing, no talaq. Right? So he says the two are the same, right? Musannif Rahman says the two are the same. So ولو كان المذكور ها هنا قول الكل فعن محمد روايتان. If that which has been mentioned here is the statement of all, then according to Imam Muhammad, now there's two riwayat. If you look at now, you got here the first riwayat, which is the overline ibarat. He says there's no talaq, right? And he say هكذا من غير خلاف, without any ikhtilaf. So if we take it as it is like that, that means Imam Muhammad says no talaq. And then in another place, Imam Muhammad is saying one raji. So he's got two riwayats in. One raji and one is no talaq. Right. Lahu. Right. Imam Muhammad Rahman is dalil. أنه أدخل الشك في الواحدة لدخول كلمة أو بينها وبين النفي فيسكت اعتبار الواحدة ويبقى قوله أنت طالق. Right. This is dalil to say why it is talaq raji. That he entered a doubt in wahida, right? Because of the entering of the word oh between wahida and between the negation. So the consideration of the word wahida falls away, and what remains? And his statement antitolic remains. So what he's saying here to say, when you say antitolikun wahidatan awla, then wahidatan awla, there's a doubt on that. So you take that out and you're left with antitolik. So therefore one raji. Right. 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 بخلاف قوله antitolik أولى. Contrary to he says you are divorced or not. لأنه أدخل الشك في أصل الإيقاع فلا يقع. So if you take another statement now, if he says antitolik أولى, now it's different, right? Why? Because he entered a doubt in the actual giving of the talaq. So now it won't occur. You understand? If you take another statement, you say antitolikun awla. One is you said antitolikun wahidatan awla. So the shak was on wahida. So you took away wahida. But now you're saying antitolikun awla. Now the shak, the doubt is on actually on the actual talaq itself. So the talaq won't occur. ولهما أن الوصف متى قرن بالعدد كان الوقوع بذكر العدد. Shaykhain's dalil now. We're taking the skull to say that Imam Abu Hanifa and Imam Yusuf Rahmatullahi, right? They said no talaq will occur, right? Right. So they say that the wasf, right? When it is joined, talik, the word talik, when it is joined with a number, then the falling of the talaq will be with the mentioning of the number. If you tell a person anti talikun wahidatan, then it falls with wahidatan. Or you tell anti talikun sintain, it falls with sintain and not with talik. You understand it? That's right. ألا ترى أنه لو قال لغير المدخول بها أنت طالق ثلاثا تطلق ثلاثا. Do you not see that when he says to a غير مدخول بها, you are divorced thrice, you will be divorced thrice. Remember, غير مدخول بها is that one that you gave her one talaq, she's already out of your nikah. By the time you mention the second talaq, it won't occur because she's already a strange woman, right? So, but here, to show what? To show the point that the talaq doesn't fall with the word talik, but rather it falls with the number after it. It shows here that there's ghair majhul biha. When you told her anti talikun salasan, she was divorced thrice because the talaq only fell with salasan. So that is valid. You understand? You give her three. Yes, if you tell her ghair majhul biha, you are divorced one and one, then it will only be one. Because by the time you say the second one, she was already out of your nikah. But in this case, it was three one time, right? ولو كان الوقوع بالوصف للغى ذكر الثلاث. If the falling of the talaq was with the word talik, then the mentioning of the word salas would have become null and void. وهذا لأن الواقع في الحقيقة إنما هو المنعوت المحذوف. And thus now, in other words, why does the talaq fall? Why does the talaq fall with the number, right? They say because in reality, the thing that falls in reality, it is that that man'ut, which is the thing that is ascribed, which is dropped off. وَمَعْنَوْ أَنْتِ طَالِكٌ تَطْلِيقَةً وَاحِدَةً. So when you tell a woman anti talikun wahidatan, what you actually telling her? Anti talikun tatlikatan wahidatan. That masdar there, that tatlikatan, that's the thing that's actually falling. You understand? Anti talikun wahidatan is actually anti talikun tatlikatan wahidatan alama marra. وإذا كان الواقع ما كان العدد نعتا له كان الشك داخلا في أصل الإيقاع فلا يقع شيء. So when that which falls is that which the number is a sifat for it, then the doubt is entering in the actual giving, so nothing will occur. You understand it? So in other words, so when you said now anti talikun wahidatan awla, what you're actually saying, anti talikun tatlikatan wahidatan awla, right? So that, and we know it falls with wahidatan, tatlikatan wahidatan. That's what when the talaq falls, right? So so there's a doubt on the actual giving. So therefore, Shaykhain say now that there'll be no talaq because there's a doubt on the actual giving now. Because the talaq is no more falling with talikun, it's falling with tatlikatan wahidatan. Leave it to me.